This presentation will cover information interview. Information interview is where we focus on setting expectations, staying in control of the meeting, getting information that takes us to the next step, leaving a first good impression, and having a next action with the industry person who we met. Your first few information interviews may not go so well, but continue to meet industry people. In a short time, you will understand the flow and your skills and knowledge will deepen. Your goal to meet industry people is not to know about them, it's about you filling your gaps. So the questions you originally thought to ask may not be as good as the questions that Ryugaku Success recommends. The goal of your questions should be as in number 2. The tools are here. Present the agenda. Start the information interview. When you ask questions, use strategy T and A. This is tell what you know and then ask the question. For example, instead of saying, "What is marketing?" you can say, "I know marketing is to inform potential customers about a product or service's benefits, but how else is marketing used?" Next is small talk. We use small talk to get to know a person whom you don't know. Keep the topic broad. At the end of the information interview, you will set action items. Be sure to follow up with the industry person. You should also write about your meetings with industry people. A day before your information interview, send the industry person an email saying you're looking forward to meeting and attach your agenda. This does 2 things. 1, it reminds the industry person of your meeting time and place. It's unfortunate if you spend time to come to the cafe and the industry person forgot to meet you. 2, it helps the industry person understand the flow of the information interview. Read Hana's stories of experiences to know more about how to have an information interview. Here is the format. It's good to prepare 5 to 8 questions just in case the industry person answers your question during small talk or during self-introductions. Sometimes the reply to your first question will cover the second question, so prepare more questions. Let's analyze why this format is good. First box. Since you start first, the industry person will follow your pace. Create your self-introduction as follows: your hobbies, school and major, why you chose your major, reason for going abroad, current school. Also, say that your goal is to meet 4 industry people in 2 months. This is key because it allows the industry person to know how to help you more. Second box. As mentioned before, ask questions that are helpful to you. Be sure to listen to past students' stories of experiences. Third box. Most likely, you will have small talk at the beginning of the information interview, but here you want to finish the information interview a few minutes before the end time in order to allow the industry person to get to know you better. This is a good time to know the industry person as well. A good strategy here is this: if the industry person seems helpful and offers to introduce you to others, then take out your scheduler and ask to confirm a time. Show you were hungry. If the industry person does not seem helpful, then simply say this: "Thank you for your time today. I learned a lot. My goal is to meet 2 more people in 3 weeks. By the way, can I update you on my progress in about 2 months?" Usually industry people don't decline. This is the strategy of social manners. This is a good way to maintain the industry-based friendship with an industry person who seems reluctant to help at the moment. Fourth box. Finish and shake hands. Be sure hands are dry and shake is firm. Ask your teacher or homestay family how to shake hands. Thank the industry person and say goodbye. It's important to develop good questions and practice asking them. But don't worry, it's also all right to write down questions and read them from your Mac PC or from a paper. If you are stuck, just show the industry person your question. A good strategy for building your conversation skills is to ask the same questions to many industry people. This way, the topic is always around the same area. As a result of the topic being about the industry, your industry knowledge will deepen in a short time. Compare this to conversational English with your friends. In this case, the topic can be about anything. From the future interviewer's perspective, the former is better than the later. As mentioned earlier, if you can illustrate what you know before asking a question, then the industry person will be able to answer your question at your level of understanding rather than reply at a level too deep for your understanding. With this strategy, you can learn progressively rather than sporadically. One strategy I like to use when asking questions is to ask 2 more questions. After an industry person replies, you can ask for clarification on a certain point. You can also ask for an example. In short, though your agenda says 3 questions, you're actually asking 9. Another strategy I propose during your information interview is to keep mindful of the time. It's good to ask after your second question if the industry person is still okay for time. If there's 20 minutes remaining, then ask, there are 20 minutes more remaining. Are you all right for time? In some cases, the industry person may feel happy to talk with you and offer to spend more time talking. In other cases, the industry person may have to leave early. So this is your chance to get to small talk early in order to let her know your goal to meet more people and thank her for her time and ask if it's okay to update her on your progress. In your database, you have a next action column. Always have a next action with the industry person. One of my students said she spoke with the industry person 3 times in 1 year, and there was nothing more to talk about. My reply to her was, your next action item is to contact the person in 6 months and let her know your progress. There's no need to spend much time maintaining industry-based friendships. Sending an email or message once in a year is perfectly fine. I have contacted industry friends after not talking for 3 or more years. Of course, I had a reason to talk with them. It was to introduce a bright candidate, to talk about a job-related problem for which I needed a solution, and to ask interest for an opportunity in which I felt the person would be interested. I recommend to 1-year study abroad students to talk with an industry person twice in a year. The first time is to learn about the industry. The second time is to discuss industry-related topics. When you have a strategy like this, your career gaps are filled faster. I encourage you to keep a journal or story of experiences, as it's a good way to enforce what you learned. I have a journal from my study abroad days. It's on my bookshelf, and it's a nice keepsake. This presentation is key. Listen to it a few times and be sure to listen to past students' stories of experiences on the Ryugaku Success webpage. Make it a goal to meet 20 people, and you will see big change in your industry skills, industry knowledge as well. You will also improve your conversational skills dramatically. Some students laugh when I say this, but if you also meet people from your country, your Japanese language skills will also improve. This is because student language and industry person language is a little different. It's always better to sound more like an industry person than a student when at the interview. After all, school has finished. You take action and change yourself with Bridgeactivity. I want to stress here that time management is very important. You should continue to find industry people and message and meet them. Of course, your schoolwork is high priority, so please try to get good grades. Still, if you do what typical students do, then the best you can be is a typical student. Set your pace. 30 minutes 3 or 4 times a week to do Bridgeactivity can benefit you greatly in the long run. And the sooner you start, the sooner you will see good results. Feel free to contact me with your questions or comments. Let's move to the next presentation. Develop.